Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. बस ओम शांति सुनाई दिया था। Om Shanti. Good evening and welcome to everyone in very refreshing Sunday talk. I hope you all are good and happy because of Om Shanti. Good evening and welcome to everyone in very refreshing today's Sunday talk. I hope you all are very good and happy because of Sunday talk topic's name. So today's our Sunday talk topic is being great and right. So firstly, let's welcome to our guest, Dr. Manoj Matnani. Om Shanti. Good evening, Dr. Manoj.
Om Shanti, sister. Thank you.
Welcome to Shanti Sarovar, Dr. Manoj. Dr. Manoj is associated with Prajapita Brahma Kumari Ishwarya Vishwavidyalaya since 2008. He is a consultant pediatric nephrologist, especially in kidney problems in children. He is active life member of medical wing of Brahma Kumari since 2010. Dr. Manoj completed MD in pediatrics from KIM Hospital, Pune, and also did International Pediatric Nephrology Association Fellowship from St. John's Medical College, Bangalore, and 3-year clinic fellowship in pediatric nephrology from Great Ormond Street Hospital in London and Royal Manchester Children's Hospital in Manchester, UK. He is currently working at KAME Hospital, Jehangir Hospital, and Deen Dayal Mangeshkar Hospital in Pune and Bombay Hospital in Mumbai. He is also manages two pediatric nephrology clinics, one in Pampri and another is Pune. He is associate professor in pediatric nephrology at D.Y. Patel Medical College. He is life member of the Indian Society of Pediatric Nephrology and International Society of Nephrology. He has conducted many academic talks, around 105 so far, at various national and international conferences. He has many publications, national and international, in various journals. He has contributed chapters in 4 textbooks. Dr. Manoj has awarded the gold medal like Dr. V. Balgopala Raju Endowment Award for the research. He is also coordinator and trainer and facilitator for Vyasa Value in Healthcare and Spiritual Approach. He had done past he has done post-graduation diploma in value education and spirituality and memory development and psycho, neurobic and value in healthcare and counseling and hypnotherapy. He has conducted many lectures on Vihasa, de-addictions, stress management, self-management, time management, and neurobic healing in India and abroad like Singapore, Shanghai, London, Brazil, and Malaysia, etc. So, again, let's welcome to Dr. Manoj for our wonderful topic, being great and light. Vishan.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister. Hope my voice is clear and
Yes,
adequate volume enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for this kind introduction, elaborate introduction. And let me thank the Divine Supreme Being first for allowing me a chance to interact with you. And thanks to Kuldeep Didi, the instrument of Shanti Sarovar, and Vamshi Bhai, who approached me, and yourself, you gave me the introduction. So before I start, let's just spend a minute of silence. We'll try to invoke the divine, and I'll just give you one thought to ponder on. So we'll just take a minute of silence. Look at your life journey and try to visualize one only one difficult situation in your life in the recent past or in the very remote past. Visualize that difficult or challenging situation. See yourself how you were feeling at that time. What was the reason you were not able to feel great and light at that point? Visualize that situation. And now, before I start the talk, what we will do first is just invoke the Supreme Being. Tell him that thank you so much for giving me a chance to attend this session and enlighten myself with a few tips on how to feel great and light in life. So, thank the Supreme, and let's start with our talk. So, as you know, it's written there being great and light. Doesn't matter whether it's being, because I was mentioned feeling great and light, doesn't matter. Being is basically the energy which feels that. So, it's basically feeling great and light. So I told you visualize the situation, the difficult situation. Why I told you, because the in the further in the talk when we'll be discussing that what is the thing which is allowing me to feel so miserable, and what is it which I can do to avoid feeling such miserable. Because I think the opposite word of great is miserable. Uh, that's what, because it's a difficult situation and we always go down in any such situation. So, what could we do to really feel great? And being light is another situation. I mean, it's much more at a higher level than just feeling great. Now, I'll just share my story. I just recollect now. Today morning, I had a patient in the PICU, in the pediatric intensive care unit, a small girl child, 10 years old. I was conducting a Vihasa session for Vancouver, Canada. Early morning, we have those sessions once every fortnight. So I told the sister over there that I have to leave. I have to go to the intensive care. So I was thanking Shiv Baba, the Supreme Being, that see, I'm conducting a talk on feeling great and light, and you really have sent a situation to me which will be very, very challenging for me. So in that situation, can I feel great and light? So there you are. It's unexpected. Life is full of such unexpected situations. I'm sure all of you agree, and each to his own. The situation for me would be different, for you it is different, because it depends on your personal life, your family life, your domestic situations, and moreover your work life, your professional life, which is just so different for all of us. So the key to feeling light and great lies in the word great. Let's explore this word great. Great. I would just want to interact with all of y'all. So it's okay if you don't want to on your video, that's fine. But it's good to look at people who are around rather than just looking at a screen. It looks very blank. So I'll just repeat great. Great. Okay, I'm not trying to teach you English here, but the key lies in this. So let us start at each alphabet and we'll go on that. So we'll start from behind. The last word of great is T. So what is this T? I have to use this T, and that is basically thoughtfulness. This is a very beautiful concept now in the West. It is called mindfulness, or also the thoughtfulness concept. And I would rather put it like you should feel your thoughts. So I can feel great when I start feeling my thoughts. Now you would be wondering, what is the meaning of feeling your thoughts? So let me just give you an example. When you wake up in the morning on your birthday, if someone has a birthday today or tomorrow, when you wake up in the morning, you tell yourself, oh wow, I'm feeling very good. Why are you feeling good? Because you probably have created a thought that it's your birthday today. So we need to realize that thought is a static energy and feeling is a dynamic energy. We interact with people not through our thoughts, but we interact with people through our feelings. If I can see a brother here, thank you for owning your video, Meduri Venkata Bhai. I'm just mentioning people, so don't mind me if I'm mentioning you all. So if Meduri Bhai just tells me something here, and I don't feel good. So what is it? He has just told me something, but I have jumped onto the feeling level. Why I have done onto a feeling level? Why I have gone to the feeling level? Because he told me something, and at that whatever he told me, I have created a thought. So remember, there is always a thought behind a feeling. And nowadays we live in a very automated mode, by which I mean our thinking has become so very fast that we can't realize the difference between why am I feeling bad because I have created some thought which is not good. So we need to check ourselves. There are many different types of thoughts. If you just look at yourself when you get up in the morning, what is the first thing do you do? Maybe you do some meditation, some prayer, you your daily chores, brushing, eating, bathing, whatever. But then usually all of us before doing all that go onto the mobile, right? Check our messages. And once we just go out through all those messages, when we read through them, maybe something about violence, something good is fine, but something about violence. So what are we doing the first thing in the morning? Our mind, the conscious layer of mind, is like a sponge. It really actively absorbs everything whatever you give it. So if I fill at that point of time in the morning when my mind is like a sponge just ready to absorb everything, if I fill at that point of time something which is not good, something which is violence, something which is terror, you can imagine what will be the state of my mind and how will I feel. And then when I read that, you can feel inside a gut feeling occurs, oh, I mean, it's not good, I'm not feeling good. Why you're not feeling good? Because you're reading such things, and those things are affecting your thoughts and feelings. So when I said start feeling your thoughts, is I mean to say start slowing down your thoughts, by which is stabilizing your consciousness. And you can stabilize your consciousness only when you start concentration. And concentration can only come when you start really looking at your mind, look at yourself. And that will only happen when we start meditating. So I'll be giving you an experience. You know, the basic difference between talks here at Brahma Kumaris and talks outside is there are a lot of sessions in the outside world as well, full of knowledge. People really give a lot of beautiful examples. Good, they speak well. But what probably I think, I may be wrong, what is lacking is the feeling level, which I think the plus point at Brahma Kumaris is all of us very much work first on the feeling level. Now, when I'm doing my talk, obviously I do prepare something. I really churn. I really do a lot of manan chintan, we call in Hindi. But inside, if I have a feeling of stress, oh my God, it's my talk. Will it go good or bad? So what am I doing? What are these thoughts? What do these thoughts take you into? So if my state of mind is a bit disturbed, it is obviously disturbed when I'm stressful, then what will I convey into my conversation? Obviously, I'll be conveying the same disturbance. So here at Brahma Kumaris, we are taught very important thing is to take care of your thoughts and feelings. And we don't really need to take care of our feelings. If you just take care of your thoughts, your feelings will be very good. Suddenly, it reminds me that we have a nice converter here, by which I mean we can convert. There is something called thoughts, words, and action. Mansa, Vacha, Karmana in Hindi. And these three should be in sync. They should be perfectly in coordination with each other. By which I mean whatever I think, the same I should speak and the same way I should behave. But what happens is we just do it differently. We don't like some person, but we tell the person on the face, oh wow, that's good. The dress you are wearing is very good, but he or she doesn't get that energy from us because in the back of the mind I create the thought doesn't have a dressing sense at all, but on the face value you just tell them, oh, you're having a good sense of dressing. So why do we want to do such false appreciation? It is just disturbing me and it's also disturbing the other person. And then we say, oh, people are not happy with me, even I have appreciated them, but still they are not happy with me. I have to check myself. When I appreciated them, what was the inner energy which I was giving them? Was it really an appreciation thought? It was a thought of appreciation, or it was just maybe a taunt? Because inside I'm saying, oh, what is the dressing sense? And outside I'm saying, oh, you're looking very good. So we need to check this converter which we have installed here. You know, we have inverters at home, which is very good because whenever the electricity goes off, you don't even realize everything just goes on the inverter. Same thing is we have to now stop using this converter. It's best just not to convert anything because as we say in the electricity language, DC direct current is converted to alternating current, because if you take direct current 440 volt, you'll just blast yourself. So it has to be alternating current. So same applies here. Here on the contrary, it's opposite. You have to go from opposite direction, not from DC to AC. You have to go from alternating current to direct current, by which I mean alternating means thought is different, word is different. No, you have to go directly, by which I mean whatever I feel I should say. So therefore, you know, Mahatma Gandhi, We just celebrated World Values Day 2 3 days ago. In that, Mahatma Gandhi, his birthday also was on 2nd October, a person who has lived his life on values. So you were discussing that Mahatma Gandhi has those three famous monkeys. Don't speak evil, don't listen to evil, and don't see evil, right? These are the three sense organs which can be polluted. But what we are taught here at Brahma Kumaris is the T which I told you, don't think evil. And then life will really become easy and light. If I know that I have to say what I'm thinking, so what will I work on? I'll obviously work on my thinking. And I know I have to do this as a direct current. I have to just give it directly. So what I thought, I have to say and act accordingly. So life will become easy. I don't have to convert anything. So you see, it's important that what we read in the morning, what we perceive through these eyes, what we listen through the ears, and what we speak, all this should be really very taken care of. And all this goes back to the thoughts. And as I was telling again and again, thoughts and feelings are very, very importantly linked. So this is the first point, that why am I not feeling great in the day? Because I have something, I can use this word, but this word is a bit harsh. There's some kachra inside. You know what I'm meaning. It's vyarth, waste. In Hindi, we call vyarth. So if there's some waste thoughts, there's some negative thoughts about someone, how really can I feel great? I can't feel great, because if there is junk inside my mind, the first person who will get that, uh, the odor of the junk would be who? It's me, because it is radiating through me and then it is going out. So it's in my hands. If I want to feel great, I have to really start working on my thoughts. So I think that's the first essential element. As I said, great, Great. So from T now we move on to A, a very beautiful word. I can start feeling great if I feel the acceptance. It's very important. I have to start accepting people. I have to start accepting their behaviors, their sanskars. It's very beautiful that all of us are so different. Hemant may be different from me. Meduri is obviously different from me. Priyanka is different from me. Rangareddy is different from me. Everyone is different. Tejveer is different. Why? Because we are all born in different families. The parents whom we are born to also are of different sanskar. So how can we just compare to each other? We just can't compare with each other. So start accepting people as they are. And let me just give you another example here. There are two important things, two important principles which will help you in improving your acceptance level. Why can't we accept people? Because we don't know these two principles. The first principle is karmic theory. I'm sure people who are practicing Buddhism or people who practice the Vipassana meditation, they know about karmic theory. And here at Brahma Kumaris also we are really taught about this. And if you want to look at it from a scientific level, there's Newton's third law. Each action has an equal and opposite reaction. So something happening to me in my life now, why is it happening with me? Why is it not happening with Hemant or anyone else? Because there's something which I have done in the past. So let me give you an example. There is a mother and child uh, at home. The child is born to the family after 25 years. Imagine, infertile for 25 years, born after 25 years. And then the child who's born, who is really taken care of in a very, uh, it's a very big family and it's a very rich family. So you can imagine how much they would have spent on the kid. And the child was like over pampered so much. And finally, after 20 years, the child was sent abroad for some course, MS or whatever, for further studies. And when the child went, the next day the news came that the plane has crashed. It's very common, you hear such situations. And the parents, the mother particularly, is in severe pain and she just complains to God, why me? Why me? Why did this happen to me? I got this child after 25 years of marriage and now I am almost 60, because you can imagine it is a late motherhood. And why did you take away my child? Now, do you feel God is interested in taking your child away? I don't think so, because we always mix this. When we say whatever happens, happens with God's will, we have to really test this. It's a theory which is actually quite hypothetical. On one hand, we say whatever happens in my life is basically a karmic rebound of whatever I have done in the past. And on the other hand, I say that God is doing everything. No. So we have to just check. We just blindly believe whatever someone tells us. So later it was proved. So she was really very much in pain, and she approached the Brahma Kumari center. So the sisters over there gave her the meditation course and explained to her about the karmic theory and all the births, 84 births, whatever we take. I'm not going into those details. But what happened later, she underwent a session with a psychiatrist, and she went for a psychology session because she was still in pain. And nowadays there is something called hypnotic regression, whereby they take you in the past life. They try to analyze that this pain which you are experiencing, the pain the mother was experiencing, was due to the loss of the son, untimely demise of the son. So she was taken back into her childhood, and then she was taken back into the previous birth cycle. This is called going in the past, hypnotic regression. They take you in a stage of trance, your thought process slows down, and then you can really go back in your life. And then she realized that the mother and the son were basically business partners in the last birth. And what had happened? The mother had cheated that child. I mean, at that time, they were business partners. So they had cheated, the mother had cheated, and she had, I mean, because of that, the child which was there at that time, let me just consider A and B, A the mother and the B the son. So A and B both were business partners in the previous birth, and A had really cheated, and cheated to such an extent that the B who was there that time, the other business partner, which in this birth was the son of the mother, he really underwent a lot of financial loss, mental and emotional loss, and also his health crashed down, and he had left the body because of this cheating. So imagine the pain which the family had got to that time, the B family, the B and the family which had experienced. So the same, the financial loss, the emotional loss, the mental loss. So when that B left the body, the soul left that body was in, the soul was in pain. And now, do you feel that it is justified, it is right on the part that A and B, whatever karmic account was created, should that not be settled? It should be settled. Simple 5 rupees, 10 rupees. If I take from someone, I really feel, oh, I owe them 5 rupees, 10 rupees. And if you give someone such a bad fortune, that person leaves the body, has so much of emotional, mental turmoil, the family also becomes disturbed. You have to really reap it. And this A then became the mother, and the B then became the son, and everything. It was after 25 years, the son came as son to the mother, and then she raised him. And after 20 years, that whatever she spent on him, everything was sort of recovered. And the same mental, emotional, which this person felt in the previous birth. So when this mother realized this, she had an awakening, another A. So she started accepting. So this awakening, we don't need to always do it by going to the psychologist's office and asking him to, oh, please go into my past, help me in hypnotic regression, and then I realize no. So what we are taught here, it's a simple karmic theory that whatever happens in my life, I have to first accept. Because if I give this acceptance energy, what I'm doing is I'm really exuding positive energy. So the first discipline which we need to remember is karmic theory. So this is something very deep. I'm sure people who are here in the audience, we have few people, but people may not like it. I mean, that's up to you. If you don't like it, what is happening in your life, you have to start accepting, so to create the good energy for yourself. And second thing is a bit more easier. The second discipline coming to this acceptance theory is, what you can do is at least do this SOS approach. SOS. What we teach in our values in healthcare sessions is, SOS normally stands for save our souls. I'm sure you know that. But in the spiritual language, what we say, SOS. Thank you, Gauri. You're saying that thanks for enlightening. Thank you. It's a good appreciation. So it motivates me as well. So the first S stands for stand back, stop. Whatever is happening, an accident happened, a loss happened, you just stop yourself first and stand back. Then you O is observe. Observe as a detached being. first detach yourself from the situation, and that you can only do when you go above the situation, by which I mean you have to rise above the situation. So if I'm at the same level, the building looks as a tall building, but if I go on the terrace, or maybe if I go on the helicopter or the flight, I can see the building looks as a tiny toy. So when we look at the situation from the same level which we are in, we feel it's very big. But when you just rise above the situation, then you feel, oh, it's just a small situation, and then that becomes easy. So what you have to do is you have to detach yourself from that situation and then observe it. And once you do that, you'll see that the acceptance, which you sometimes find is difficult, you start accepting things a bit more easily. So there is acceptance. Same thing applies to people's behaviors. Now we come to some subtle things and come minor things. I'm sitting in the flight next to a person who is constantly doing tick 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 with his pen, or maybe he's doing something more grave. He is listening to his mobile music or video, whatever. Youngsters do that without using the earphones. So I am really getting disturbed by the noise which is coming from there. First of all, there's so much of noise in the flight, and on top of that, the noise from this video. So it really irritates me. So what I can do in the entire, I'm traveling from Pune to Bangalore, around 1 hour 40 minutes. So what I can keep doing inside, I can just keep creating thoughts of irritation, feeling so horrible. My God, why did I take this seat? Does this person not understand? Has he not got any ethics, any whatever? We can just go on and on. So we can get disturbed by people's behavior. I'm sure it is. This is just one small scene. You can just get disturbed by people on the road. That leads to road rage. You're traveling on the highway. Someone is not giving you a proper side. You are over speeding, and he is on a smaller speed, and he's not giving you chance to overtake you. You get irritated. So I have experienced this a lot myself, and then I keep honking. So then I realized that I'm getting disturbed. So let me just come back to the flight example again. So now this person who is listening to it without that, he's got earphones, but he's not using them. So I feel so foolish. He's not even using. So what I can do is I can just touch him, tell him, gentlemen, please, I'm getting disturbed by this, and can you just either switch it off if your earphones are not working, or please use your earphones. And I'm sure he'll listen to you, because people listen to you. Because when I said this, make sure when you are saying it, you should not be in a disturbed energy. If you yourself are disturbed inside and then you say someone, the person also will have a disturbed energy. So I don't want to get disturbed. So the best thing to do here is accept. Accept it is happening with me. This person is sitting there because it's a karmic account with him. Why are we as neighbors in the same seat here? Because there is something I have done in the past, and he's giving me back that. So when you start doing this, and when you detach yourself from that situation, things become easy. And then once you are easy and stable inside, your thought patterns are fine, then you can just tell the person. And then won't you feel great and light? You obviously will feel great and light. So the second thing which you need to work on is acceptance. Acceptance and this new awakening that everything happens in life for a reason. All of us are taught in Gita, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If I can say in Hindi, जो हुआ अच्छा हुआ, जो हो रहा है बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है, माइंड वेल बहुत. सो इन द फ्लाइट ये जो मेरे साथ बैठा है ना, बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है. Because that person is testing my patience, right? So he's giving me a chance to develop patience and tolerance. And जो होने वाला है बहुत ही अच्छा होगा. That's the third thing. So when we say अच्छा अच्छा, which, so if I have a fracture, suddenly I'm on the road, I have an accident and I break my leg, right? इसमें क्या अच्छा है? So when we say acha means whatever is happening right for that particular person and for that particular situation. I am in the right situation always. I can never be in the wrong situation, because what we tell ourselves, oh, why did this happen to me? That's the first complaint we have. And why am I in this situation? I mean, why I just can't get out of it? You can't get out of it because you haven't tried it. And you can get out if you apply this detached observer. How can you get out? Just take that situation, you're here, the situation is here, both at that level, this is the situation, this is you. Rise above the situation. Once you start rising above the situation, start working on your thoughts, start accepting, the situation becomes smaller and smaller, and your state of mind, very important, remains the same. And when it remains the same, stable, then nothing can can affect you and disturb you. And then feeling great and light will not be a theoretical thing for you. It will be something very natural in your behavior and habit. Moving on to the great word again. So I'm sure, yeah, someone is asking what is the final S in SOS approach. So the first S, I'll repeat. I think I was a bit fast, sorry. The first S is full stop. Stop it. Stand back. O is observe. Yeah, I didn't cover. I'm sorry. Thank you, Meduri, for reminding. And the last S is steer. Steer means change the direction. We have a steering wheel in the car. All of you have know that. So once you steer the direction, so as I told you, what direction I have to create in my mind. So if I'm sitting in the flight again, what will that person say? I'm sorry, I disturbed you, but apologies, my earphone is not working. So I would say, Hey, bichara, 1.5 hours now he has to sit without that. Then so I'll become a bit more accepting towards it. Become a bit more compassionate towards. So in Hindi we say, baat करने से बात बनती है. You have to speak to the person. You just can't keep cribbing inside, feel irritated, frustrated. Go and speak to the person. And when you speak to the person, you get his or her perspective, what he or she is going through, and then you can steer, and then you can create a good thought. So can't I create a good thought for that person that time? Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that this wasn't working, but if you could just decrease the volume. So what happens, the interaction between both of you then is not disturbing, it is good for both of you are then accepting each other. So very right, Gauri is writing. Karmic theory and SOS are the two things which we need to work on to really uh, get into the acceptance. So I'm sure now things. So now you won't have this complaint. मैं उसको क्यों स्वीकार करूं? Why should I take it from him always? No, you have to take it because it is your life, it is your karmic account, and you have to apply that SOS approach for that. So then you can accept people. So next we move on to in the great we finished thoughtfulness, we finished acceptance, now we move on to E, and E stands for energy. So energy is a beautiful word, and let me just tell you that you're listening to me. Sister Shivani, I think her name was, she introduced me, she told my entire biodata, everything was good. At this moment it's 6 8 p.m. and I get a heart attack. It's not good, no? Oh, it's good. You will not like it. Oh, this doctor came.
Not good.
He came to enlighten. Thank you, Gauri. So he came. He enlightened us, awakened us. You all told me those nice positive comments. But bichara chala gaya. So you won't like it, right? Again, it's all what we call at Brahma Kumari is the divine drama. It's all in the drama plan. So why I give you this example is, so now you are here in the virtual world. If you look at it in the live world, if I'm sitting with you and you're all in front of me, so what will happen? There'll be a lot of disturbance in the atmosphere around. And if someone of you, there are around 17, 18 participants, if someone of you knows resuscitation, pumping the heart, mouth breathing, and if you can revive me in 3 minutes, I'll be back to life. If you can't do that, I'm just gone. And then what do you say? Initially, you said, Welcome, Dr. Manoj, blah, blah, whatever. And then what do you say? You say, Take Dr. Manoj away, or you will say, Take the body away. So you will say, Take the body away. Sorry, I'm not taking your responses because it will be disturbing. So I'll just ask you and then tell you the answer at the same time. So bear with me for that. That's the limitation of virtual world. So you will just say, Take the body away. So what happened in this 3 minutes? Do you realize? It's the same person interacting with you, looking at you, moving hands, speaking to you. I'm thinking constantly what I'm speaking, but after 3 minutes, that energy has left the body. So why do we really need to wait for death to realize that I am that energy? And then when the people come for my funeral, will say, बहुत अच्छा व्यक्ति था ना, सब कुछ अच्छा करके गया, बेचारा ये चला गया. So then we realize that person, and then we realize the good deeds. Why not realize when the person is in life? So why I told you this example is that we should realize that we are these energies. We are these conscient beings. We are human being. We are not human doing. I'm sure you have heard many speakers before as well, and maybe Sister Shivani also on the television, explaining you all this difference between human being and human doing. So we are these being, we are these energies, and we are these conscient energies. Like a mobile phone, if it is not charged, it's of no use. but if it is fully charged, it can do wonders for you. So same thing, as a person, this entire body is being taken care of by this master, the driver, what we call, of the body. And if the driver leaves the body, if the energy leaves the body, everything is haywire. So what do I do in the entire day to take care of this energy? So as I told you, if I want to feel great, I have to take care of this energy. And there are two important scientific concepts again here. As I told you, two with acceptance, two again here. There is something called energy preservation and energy conservation. I'm sure you have heard these words in detail. So simple enough, if you just Google them, you'll come to know. Google says conservation is proper use of nature and preservation is seeking protection of nature. So simple enough, conservation is when I'm always thinking energy should be conserved, so the ozone layer effect, the green, we should not be cutting forests, trees, whatever. So we are trying to conserve our physical energy, the nature around. At home as well, we say if you're leaving the room, please switch off the light, because we want to conserve the energy. But when we look at all this is the physical energy which you see outside. Where is your inside energy? Are we taking care of that? Are we really conserving that energy? And that is what is called conservation. So trying to not waste. So what is waste? I told you already in thoughtfulness that if I'm thinking of another person, I'm supposed to do a presentation tomorrow and I'm busy preparing my PowerPoint presentation. But at the same time, I'm thinking of another person who had done something with me in the past. So what am I doing? First of all, I'm not able to concentrate on my PPT. But at the same time, I'm just concentrating on that person. So I'm just wasting my energy and time. So I really need to develop this habit of energy conservation. And second is energy preservation. So you would have heard, as I told you, preservation is when we try to preserve the old buildings, the heritage sites, for example, the Taj Mahal. So it's preserved properly. So it's properly washed, properly cleaned for visitors to keep visiting it. Anything, the in Mumbai you have the India Gate, the gateway of India. In Delhi, you have India Gate. So all these are heritage important sites, right? So we always try to preserve them. Then if you go to South Mumbai, if you have been to those beautiful stone buildings, the British time ones, we always try to preserve them. So preserve is something is protection of that particular structure by cleaning it. So same thing applies to this energy preservation. How can I protect my energy, not getting disturbed from people's energy? So can I work on this energy preservation and energy conservation? It's actually a big topic. I don't have time to cover in detail, but if in future, if in there in the drama plan or the divine drama, which I call, we can meet and discuss about energy preservation and conservation. But what I need to do is I need to protect myself. And how can I protect myself? Now, if a person is speaking to me in a very bad way, if Sarath, who is there in the audience, he's speaking to me in a bad way, what is he trying to do? He is giving me some negative thoughts, and these thoughts came from him just one time. Sarath only told me once. But when I sit in the night when I sleep, I constantly remember, Sarath, you told me this. Why did you do that? You don't even know me, but you just blasted at me, blah, blah, blah. It will just go on. And do you think it will stop there? Maybe if I carry it in my entire night, I won't be able to sleep that night. Next day morning, also, I'll have a disturbed sleep. I'll wake up with a disturbed state of mind, and I'll just carry on and on. And how many months or years can I carry it? And then I say, I won't forget Sarat. Don't forget him, keep him here. And what will happen? You have completely kept a person here who has just said once something, and you have kept him in the conscious layer of mind forever. So how can I deal with that? How can I protect myself? How can the energy is here? How can I protect this energy? What can I do is I can just forget and forgive. A very simple solution. Again, beautiful words, FOR, get, give, forget and forgive. It's very difficult to forget people unless you forgive them. So remember, you have to forgive. And when I'm forgiving, okay, Sarat told me something, fine. I got disturbed. He is in his own merry-go world. Doesn't even know that he had said that, because he didn't realize that I'll be disturbed by saying that. So, what we do is people try to give us pain. Actually, they don't try to, I'm sorry. They tell something from their own perspective, but we create pain taking that sentence from them. So they are actually very innocent. They don't do that. We do it with ourselves. So Dadi Janki, I remember here, and from Murlis and Brahma Kumaris, from the teachings we are taught here, that nowadays people, nowadays when you become a regular meditator, you don't give pain to people. You feel, no, I should not be speaking bad about him or her, I should not give negative thoughts. But what you do is you start consuming pain from them. You say, why is this person behaving like that with me? Why did he say to me? Again, that why me comes, and that victim feeling. So what do you feel? Do you want to have the entire life as a victim, or you want to be a raja, a royal person, a king, or a ruler? Obviously everyone likes to be a ruler, but nowadays, people have this they in their conversations also tell each other something or the other, and they try to victimize themselves, that, oh, see, this person did to me like that. I think that's a big depleter of energy. We should stop doing that, because the more you try to gain uh, ashwasan, or you try to gain from people, I'm not getting the proper English word, you try to gain their sympathy, gain their compassion, gain their mercy. So when actually people can't give you compassion, people will only give you mercy, or pity. Rather, pity is the word. They'll say, "Oh dear, this happened with you. Sarat told you like that." So what are they giving you? Pity is a negative emotion or a positive emotion? It's a highly negative emotion. So what I want to do is I need to protect myself from these influences, and for that I need to really learn the technique of protection. So as I said, that when you go out in the morning, the first thing in the morning, you carry your mobile, all of you, and you usually fully charge it, so that it drains off in 12 hours, and then you just can't do anything if you start your day with a maybe half charged mobile. So same thing, this energy which is there in the body, it needs constant charging, and I have to charge myself. I have to really find out some time for myself when I wake up in the morning. And it is essential. At Brahma Kumaris, we practice waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. If possible for you, you're welcome to do. But if you can't do whatever time you wake up, at least the first 5-10 minutes, don't jump out of bed. Sit with yourself. The first thought create is thank God for giving you this one more day in your life. Always start this thanking aspect. I'll be covering that later, because that itself will make you immediately positive, and you'll start feeling great. Oh God, thank you for this day. And then charge yourself, charge with the supreme charger. We are all depleted batteries, so a depleted battery can't be charged from another depleted battery. I can't tell Sarat, please speak to me properly, why do you do this all the time, why do you hurt me? No, I mean, actually he's not hurt, I create the hurt. He said something, and I created the hurt after he said something. So I can't charge myself from other people who are discharged themselves. The only supreme charger can charge me. So the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes, sit with yourself, create those beautiful thoughts in meditation, which we'll be doing at 6:30. I'll be giving you a little bit of meditation commentary. And once you do that, you see you'll be fully charged. And then this is what you have done. You have actually protected yourself. And this is the energy preservation. The energy which you already have, you're just preserving it. And then when you're conserving it, it means you're not wasting it. In the entire day, you make sure you don't waste it. And what we try to do in Brahma Kumaris, this has been very widely practiced in London. It is actually all over the world, and even here we practice. It's called just a minute, JAM. So in the entire day, you're busy working either at home or in your workplace. You just have this beautiful 1 minute in 1 hour, full stop again, withdraw, just create this positive thought, everything is fine, everything was fine, and charge yourself for that 1 minute. Don't brood, by which I mean don't ponder on what happened negative in the situation. No brooding, no complaining, oh why this happened. No, you have to just say everything was fine, acceptance, whatever happened was good, and now I have to make myself ready for another hour, and I'm fully charged by this one thought. And this you keep doing. You don't need to actually tell people, oh, I'm doing 1 minute, just a minute meditation. No, you can just withdraw yourself. You're sitting there with your pen, you're working, you're sipping a cup of tea, coffee, whatever. You're working inside. It's a thing which is happening inside. So it's all the inner work. The inner work can be done without telling anyone what I'm doing. And you see, once you start doing this inner work, by 5 p.m., when you finish your day, I'm sure you'll be feeling great and light. Why should not you feel great and light if you have worked on yourself entire day? So far, it's been 6:20. We have 10 more minutes. So we have covered three aspects: thoughtfulness, acceptance, and very important, preservation and conservation of the energy which I am, because it's very important. I can't allow people to deplete my energy every now and then. First of all, it's so difficult to charge yourself. And then if I just allow people to just deplete me with whatever they do, actually they are not doing. I am depleting. Again, it just comes to me. I create the hurt. I create the pain. So I have to stop doing that. So I hope this helps, this energy E principle. Then we move on to the first G and the R. R. R stands for responsibility. It's a beautiful English word. Responsibility. I'm sure you've heard in many talks before. If I want to explain it, not in the dictionary or the Google language, it is the ability to respond. That is my responsibility, ability to respond. So it just actually overlaps with the other things which I have told you. So any situation coming to me in front, coming to in my face up front, I was not ready for that. What is my responsibility? My responsibility is to keep my state of mind calm. Now, I'll be finishing soon in 10 minutes. At 6:30, when we do the meditation, you will feel, oh, you're really great and light. But then at 6:35, you go out, maybe you remove your car from the car park, and then someone dashes you behind and gives a big dent on the car. You never expected that dent. And then at that point of time, will you able to remember that 6:30 meditation that I have to keep myself stable? No, it's not so easy. Maybe you could remember. It's just 5 minutes ago. But you have to keep doing on and on. There's this constant attention which we need to do. It reminds me here of Dadi Gulzar in her talks. She constantly mentions Dadi Gulzar is the senior additional chief of Brahma Kumaris, and she always mentions that don't take tension, but just put A before tension, and that is attention. So this awareness which I have started, it's a new thing, it's an enlightening thing for me. You told me accepting people. So I have to really start doing this. I have to keep myself all the time alert and awake and aware of what I am doing. And once I do this, the three A's, awake, aware, and alert, then I can really be responsible for my own actions. So if I go in the depth of responsibility more, if Gauri becomes angry with me, she showers anger onto me, what will be my immediate response? It should be a response, but it's not a response, it's a reaction. I say, मैं कम हूँ क्या? गौरी एक है तो मैं ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से दूंगा. That's what, and then maybe I'll blast at you 4 times higher than what you did to me. Is this a responsible person? What do you feel? Am I responsible then? Am I able to respond in a proper way? No, I am not. So I need to develop this skill, this ability to respond to situations in a very stable way. And this will only come with practice. Right now, when I'm discussing examples with you, these are all real life examples you and me go through. So you can relate to that. But then again, as I said, in future, something different will come. But this won't be different, that I am responsible for the feelings which I'm creating. So I need to take this, that another thought here I remember is, in the responsible, I am the creator of everything. Gauri shouted at me. She was angry. I can't complain. Gauri did this to me. No, she did it. But I am creating anger in response or in reaction to her anger. So this I is important. And here comes the concept of who am I, which I've already covered, that we are those energies and I am responsible for everything in my life. So, once we start taking this responsibility on our shoulders, then we are prepared for everything, and then we just can't complain in life. Complaint would be an alien word to all of us, and then we'll stop using these three C's. We will start complaining in life all the time, we start comparing with each other, and we also go to such level that we start criticizing each other. So if I am responsible, that I am the creator of my responses, I am the creator of my reactions with people, then I'll be really very responsible, that, oh Manoj, I don't want to do that. Until what time will I continue to be in a reactive mode? I have to start working on myself and I have to be responsible for that. And lastly, the first important alphabet in the word great is G. That G stands for gratitude. attitude of gratitude. So actually I covered that in the example when I told you that when you wake up in the morning, you have to thank God. So every small little thing, well, like I just give you the example that I went to the intensive care in the morning, a bit disturbed because the patient wasn't doing well, and 1 or 2 hours went there, the patient was still not doing well. But I thanked God that at least uh, the child is still alive. I mean, obviously, you would not like this word, and the child actually was breathing for life that time, and now gradually it's 12 hours, the child has settled. So, because why is this attitude of gratitude important? Because when you create a thought of thankfulness, when you are grateful to God for something, so small, small little things that I wake up in the morning and I tell God, thank you for showing me the light of the day. I mean, we wake up daily and we know we live for 60, 70 years, but do you know that you will be living tomorrow? Or you are there, will you be able to see 7 p.m. today? We don't know that. So therefore we are thankful. And when you create this energy of thankfulness, what do you feel inside is the state of mind? It's a highly elevated state of mind. It's a beautiful positive emotion, not even positive. It's a highly, what I would say, a very pure thought and a very elevated thought, which is raising your consciousness and it is connecting you to the Supreme. And when you keep doing this, then your connection to the Supreme won't break again and again. We always complain, no, oh God, please come and help me. Actually, God is always there to help. He's the superpower. He's just all around. But my energy or my tuning, my frequency is not tuned to that frequency to catch those vibrations. And when I wake up in the morning and I say this, thank you for that. I want to connect to you to receive all those things. What am I doing? I'm connecting to that energy. And why do we say 4 a.m.? Because in scriptures, in the path of devotion, what we call Bhakti Marg, even in the Sikh culture, it is said that Amrit Vela Gurada Vela, which is Amrit Vela, the wee early hours of morning, whereby the atmosphere outside also is conducive. Oxygenation level in the atmosphere also is very high. People do morning walks at that time. And all the negative energies in the atmosphere are sleeping at that time. So it's very easy to do your connection with the Supreme Being. So if I have this attitude of gratitude for every small thing, so once you are in the car, just tell the Supreme Being, please be my companion, sit in the seat next to me, guide me, help me. So make God your companion in everything. Try to establish this beautiful relationship with God. And we are taught in Brahma Kumaris that you can just have any relationship with him. He can be your father, he can be your grandfather, he can be your guru, guide, philosopher. He can be your mother, father. Because the father and the mother which I have or which you have in this birth, they are the father and mother of this body. Who is the father of this I, the energy? It's the supreme energy. So you can have a relationship of father mother. If someone doesn't have a child, you can also make God as your child. Companionship doesn't mean only a husband and wife, it can be any relationship, because relationship is not between bodies, it is the relationship between the two energies. And there here comes the concept of energy again. So I think with this I would like to wind up, and we'll just revise on what we just discussed so far. So if we say great and feeling light, I did not touch much upon the light, but when I start feeling great, obviously I'll start feeling light. And when we say light, this word has two meanings. Light means basically the feelingness of light, halkapan. And light also means the light within. It's not some physical light which you can see, but the energy inside, the soul energy is also a light which is driving this body. So great is gratitude, the first letter. Responsible, I should feel responsible for my actions, then I'll start feeling great the entire day. I should feel myself as that E, the energy, and I have to realize that energy, constantly work on energy preservation and conservation so that I don't waste and deplete myself. Acceptance, feeling of acceptance towards everything, every situation, every person, every behavior, everything in life. And lastly, thoughtfulness, where I have to really work on my thoughts. I didn't go into the details of types of thoughts because we don't have time, but we can cover that sometime. As I said, we can cover about energy preservation and conservation sometime later. So once we start working on these, I'm sure we'll be already great, feeling great, and then light just follows it. If I am grateful and feeling great, light just follows. Light is what an after effect of feeling great. That's what I feel. Okay, thank you so much for your patient listening. And I have to. I don't think there are many questions because I was just covering them all throughout. If you have any questions, you can just type it. But then what we'll do now is we just have it's 6:31 already. We have to do a bit of meditation. So what I would want you all to do is now, if you're having pens and papers, just keep them aside. I'll be sharing some meditation music with you all. Sister Shivani, you can just tell me hands up whether you can hear the music. feel so connected, so peaceful. And with this beautiful thought, I pledge myself that whatever happens in life in future, I will take care of myself first, connect with the Supreme Being, and then choose my response because I am a peaceful being. We end here. Thank you so much for being so attentive and for patiently listening to me. Thank you, all of you. Over to Sister Shivani.
Thank you, Dr. Manoj, for its wonderful talk and meditation, and gave us too many important points like acceptance due to our karmic account, and just a minute for charging the self, and also explain about responsibility is like I am the responsible to create the feeling, and gratitude is like firstly wake up in morning and says to God thank you. And again thank you very much, Dr. Manoj, for gave us your valuable time, and thanks to all our participants. I hope now you all are feeling great and light. You can
Uh,
also
just a minute, sorry, sister. I
yeah,
don't like to
yeah.
leave them with questions. Someone has just asked one question. I'll quickly take that. I'm not naming who has said it. That's okay. If someone cheated us, can we go to the police or the court for justice? Otherwise, just think this is our karmic account and let it go. No, obviously it's a karmic account. It has happened to you. It's not happening with me or someone else. It's only happening with you. But stabilize your consciousness. Keep your frame of mind positive. You obviously have to take some legal action against whatever has happened. You just can't let people treat you like a doormat and just walk over you and make losses for you. No. So you obviously have to register a complaint, go to the court, file up whatever want you want to, but make sure your state of mind is not affected. Don't create negative for that person who has done wrong to you. That's the answer. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you once again, Dr. Manoj,
Thank you. So
and thanks to all our participants. I hope now you all are feeling great and light. You can also join and share with your family and friends every Sunday evening talk. Timing is 5:30 to 6:30. So you can also subscribe and share our YouTube channel Shanti Sarovar Hyderabad to get update of the new videos from our YouTube channels. So thank you. See you again in next Sunday with new topic. Thank you, everyone.
thank you. Bye. Om Shanti.
Excuse me, sister. The link will be same.
Same.
Thank you. Thank you.